Good evening. My name is Raul Perales, and I am your District 3 City Council representative. District 3 is actually right here where we're at in downtown San Jose, and I've had the honor of serving with our Vice Mayor here, Chappie Jones, for 4 years. He and I were both elected together and have had an opportunity over the last 4 years to grow close, and it is really an honor of mine to call him a friend and to be here and to help MC tonight in celebrating him as our new Vice Mayor. So we also have a number of elected officials that are present with us today, and if you can bear with me, and because the list did get a little long, I am going to ask everybody to engage in the Silicon Valley one clap of appreciation for the individuals that I'm going to list that are here present with us today. So our colleagues on the San Jose City Council that are here present with us, we have Councilmember Sergio Jimenez. All right, Councilmember Landiep, Councilwoman Magdalena Carrasco, our outgoing Vice Mayor, Councilwoman Maya Esparza, Councilwoman Sylvia Arenas, Councilwoman Pam Foley, and Councilmember Johnny Camus. We have from the State Assembly, Assemblymember Ash Kalra, Assemblymember Kansan Chu, and Assemblymember Evan Lowe, who will also be up shortly. We have Supervisor Dave Cortese, who's on our program tonight as well, and Supervisor Susan Ellenberg. We have Jonathan Perez on behalf of Senator Jim Bell's office. You can keep the one clap going. We got to keep it strong. There's a couple more names on the list here. We have Alum Rock School Board Trustee Andres Quintero, Larry Klein, the Mayor of the City of Sunnyvale, Mason Fong, Sunnyvale City Council, Naomi Nakano Matsumoto, Fremont Union High School District. It's the high school district that I went through. Tom Pike, District Director for Congressman Ro Khanna. We have our Fire Chief, Robert Sapien. Karina Dominguez, the Vice Mayor for the City of Milpitas. We have our Valley Transportation Authority General Manager, Nuria Fernandez. And we have our San Jose City Manager, Dave Sykes. All right, there's a little bit of exhaustive list. If we did miss any elected officials that are here in the room, please come and find us through the program. We'd love to be able to recognize your presence with us today. So now, we're gonna go ahead and get the show on the road. So we have a great evening of performances tonight from some local cultural groups, and you'll be hearing from a number of my colleagues, a number of the individuals that you also heard on the list here. And so now, we are gonna have a few, I believe is Dave Cortese, yes, Dave Cortese made it into the room. I would like to invite up Supervisor Dave Cortese, a former Vice Mayor of the City of San Jose, to offer some key words of wisdom for our incoming Vice Mayor. Welcome, Supervisor Dave Cortese.
Thank you, Raul. First and foremost, congratulations, Chappie. I'm just really grateful to be invited to spend a minute or two extending further congratulations by way of a couple of comments. I mean, I don't know if he invited all of the living former vice mayors here or what, but my stint was over 10 years ago. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not sure I did such a great job of it. I'm sure Chappie will do a lot better, but I will tell you this, in the time that Chappie Jones has been serving on the San Jose City Council, he and I have become very good friends and have had a lot of great discussions, authentic discussions, particularly on his part about how to get things done in a way that's balanced, it's respectful of people's concerns, it balances the interests that are out there in a city as diverse and complex as the city of San Jose, even in a district as diverse and complex as the one he's elected from. And that has really taught me and informed me about this gentleman, that he's going to actually be a great vice mayor, because those are the very types of concerns that you have to address just a little bit more, and sometimes a lot more, as vice mayor of the city of San Jose. How do I balance the need for citywide policy with maybe what my individual concerns are, the concerns are of some constituents in my district. So I'm looking forward to how he does. Congratulations to our immediate previous Vice Mayor, Magdalena Carrasco, as well, for having done great work in that position. But Chappie, you will know that when somebody says, and there are people, and there have been newspaper columnists and others that say, what's a vice mayor do? You will have plenty to tell them, because there's a lot of work to do. Congratulations again. Thank you for having me here for a few minutes. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. All right, we did miss a representative here. We have Linda Lazat from Santa Clara Valley Water District, their current district board member for District 4. You can do the one clap. We can give a couple claps when we miss people now. It's totally fine. And there is an important person in the room, and I know that Chappie is going to recognize her. She may not be elected, but she deals with someone, and that is Chappie's wife, Kelly Jones. So please, a round of applause, too. I think this is a tougher job. All right. So now I'd like to invite up our first performers to the stage, representatives from San Jose Taiko. San Jose Taiko works on connecting people through cultural understanding, creative expression, and rhythmic heartbeat. They were founded in 1973 as only the third Taiko group from outside of Japan. They perform at many San Jose and regional events and are recognized as a pioneer in contemporary Taiko. Without further ado, let's welcome San Jose Taiko. right. All right, big round of applause. San Jose Taiko, thank you. All right, now it is my privilege to welcome up all the way from Sacramento, the State Assembly, Assembly Member Evan Lowe.
Good to see you.
You too.
What a wonderful evening that we have here tonight. And I want to, on behalf of the state of California, and I saw Assembly Member Ash Kalra as well. His old stomping grounds. Well, where is our vice mayor at? Where is our vice mayor? Okay, he's schmoozing right now. In any case, I have the distinct honor of representing West San Jose in the California State Legislature, and a piece of advice for our new vice mayor. I served as vice mayor for the city of Campbell, but Mayor Liccardo, hopefully you can watch out for him. I don't know, did the accident happen before or after you became vice mayor?
It was before.
Oh, it was before, okay. In any case, on behalf of the state of California and Assemblymember Ash Kalra, who's in the audience, thank you so very much for your continuous leadership, but we know that you'll be working hard. And sometimes we'll have some debates and conversations about local control in the state of California, but I know that you'll always be there for San Jose. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
They just asked for the selfie. They just said it's okay to take a selfie.
Thank you. Congrats.
All right. Thank you very much, Assemblymember Lowe, and thank you, Assemblymember Kalra, for not taking the mic. It's not a bad thing, folks. It's not a bad. He just understood he wasn't on the agenda. You know, Chappie made a gamble in giving somebody like myself the microphone to MC because he knows how long elected officials can actually talk, as we are doing now. So, but now it is my distinct pleasure to welcome up our next performer. And I'll tell you, I have heard this young lady many times, and I am always thoroughly impressed, really excited to see her future continue. And our next performer is San Jose singer Victoria McDowell. Victoria is only 14 years old. She's an honor roll student, sings in 5 languages. She plays the piano and the violin and has, just to top it off, her black belt in Taekwondo. She is known as the voice of San Jose Junior for her many performances singing the Vietnamese and African American anthems here at City Hall. She will be performing the national anthem for us now, so I do ask you all to please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
wonderful, as always. All right. And now, to welcome to the stage, your mayor, San Jose's Mayor Sam Liccardo, to introduce his new choice for San Jose's Vice Mayor, Chappie Jones. Welcome, Mayor Liccardo.
Thanks, usual. Well, good evening. It's my great pleasure to be with all of you, but it's never a great pleasure to have to follow Victoria McDowell. What a fabulous voice Victoria has, huh? Where'd she go? There she is. Yes, we're very proud of her, but thank goodness no one's going to ask me to sing. I want to acknowledge a couple folks who've just joined us since the original introductions were made. First, I believe Councilmember Lundyep is in the house. Where is he? Excellent. And from the great city metropolis of Scotts Valley is former mayor, now council member Jim Reed as well. All right. And I also see the CEO of the Silicon Valley Leadership Group, Carl Gordino. Thank you for being here. And I want to acknowledge Supervisor Cindy Chavez was here as well. I know that she had a commitment she had to just run off to, but grateful for her joining us and supporting as well. I am so honored and thrilled to be able to say that Vice Mayor Chappie Jones is a colleague and someone whose leadership I admire greatly, and a friend. And I think many who have worked with Chappie know that he is a man of intelligence. He's a man of experience, having been in the private sector with Apple and a lot of different roles before, and he brings a lot of that unique experience with him to his role here. And he's a man of great integrity. But what really sets him out and what makes him particularly well suited for this role is that Chappie fundamentally to his heart believes that everyone should win. It's his collaborative style. It's his commitment to ensuring that whatever we do, we're not leaving folks behind, that everyone has an opportunity to participate and to benefit. And it was very early on in Chappie's tenure on the council, he made a commitment to the Cadillac Winchester neighborhoods that Project Hope would be created. This was a revival of some earlier programs we had back in the good old days when we had lots of redevelopment money, but a way to ensure that communities, particularly in that case, heavily Spanish-speaking community that may have felt left out previously, was being properly engaged, that people knew that the city was listening, that residents knew that we wanted to be responsive, particularly around safety and security concerns. And so he led the creation of Project Hope here in the city that immediately every other council member in every other district wanted immediately. And of course, we'll discuss more of that in about a month at budget time. He has been a great champion of the special needs community as a host of Disability Awareness Day event every year. He has been a great champion for small business, pushing for the formation of the Small Business Task Force. And every time in which there is a city bid process of any kind, Chappie's there to make sure, look, are we making sure that small business is at the table? Are we making sure that historically disadvantaged businesses are at the table? That underrepresented businesses are given a fair shot. His collaborative style has led to his appointment by the Santa Clara County Cities Association, that is a convening of all the mayors in the valley. He is treasurer of that group. Even though he's not a mayor, they like him anyway. Maybe they like him more as a result. And his role with the National League of Cities as well, where he serves in several leadership roles. It is his collaborative style, his commitment to ensuring that everyone should win, that makes Chappie Jones the wonderful leader that he is. And I am so grateful that he is willing to serve as vice mayor. I keep looking around the room thinking I'm going to find Chappie. Where'd he go? Oh, there you are, right in front. I should have known. Kelly, thank you. If you weren't hiding behind the camera, I would have seen Chappie. And of course, because he knows, as I do, that both Chappie and I married up. We are both very grateful to have understanding, wonderful, supportive spouses. Thank you, Kelly, for all you have done through the last few years. Thank you. It's now my moment to look at Raul and ask, Raul, am I supposed to be introducing Chappie and bringing him up? Okay, good. It's now my great pleasure to bring to you Vice Mayor Chappie Jones.
I want to first of all thank the mayor, Sam Liccardo. Sam is a visionary, and you can see the results of his vision when we vote on things like our digital inclusionary fund. When you see what he's doing about housing and transportation and quality of life issues in the city of San Jose, it's an honor, Sam, and a privilege to serve with you, to be your partner, and be your ally as you pursue your vision. So I appreciate all that you do. I also want to, before I forget, I want to thank my wife. I did have one speech where I did forget to thank her, and I got in a lot of trouble, so I'm making sure that doesn't happen again. Kelly, I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you, all that you do, being my partner, being by my side, and just supporting me in everything I do. And you've been with me every step of the way. You were my secret weapon during the campaign. So if anybody wants to know any opposition research, figure out how to stop Kelly Jones. She's my secret weapon. I want to thank Councilmember Raul Perales for one, emceeing this program, but also just being my friend. You know, we came in together, and we've been through this whole process of being on the council together, and we've grown so close, and I just love you. I love Vicky. I love Jorge. I love everything about you and your family. And we got much love. Much love. I want to thank my council colleagues for being here, and the ones who aren't here, I want to thank as well for just being collaborative and working with me and trying to work together to come up with solutions to solve a lot of the complex problems that we're dealing with here in the city of San Jose. I want to thank every one of you who are here today. I see a lot of my residents from District 1. I see a lot of activists who always want to bend my ear on issues. And you know, I'm always listening. I'm always listening. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here in front of you today. When I was trying to decide what I wanted to talk about, I was trying to decide between doing a 27-minute political speech or a 4 or 5 minute philosophical reflection. So I'm gonna take the cue. I'm gonna take a cue from the crowd. So by clapping, who wants to hear a 27-minute political speech? Oh, wow! I didn't see that coming. Who wants to hear 4 or 5 minutes of philosophical reflection? All right. So as my council colleagues know very well, I like to use quotes. So I like to throw out quotes. And I've accumulated numerous quotes over my life. And the reason why I do that is because oftentimes quotes really essentialize and summarize everything that you're thinking or everything that you're feeling. So I'm going to share with you some of the quotes that I've kept with me most of my adult life. And then I'm going to tie it into my philosophy. First of all, a quote from Abraham Lincoln. I would rather trust people and be disappointed from time to time than live a life of cynicism. The reason why that quote is so important to me is because I try to approach every person that I work with and deal with the thought that they have positive intent, that they're good people, that I can trust them. And I've been burned, once or twice. I'm not gonna lie. But the vast majority of the individuals and people that I work with, elected officials, activists, community members, are honest, honorable, trustworthy individuals. And if you don't enter into that relationship with the mindset that you can trust this person, then it doesn't give you the space to build those bridges and create those bonds. So that's why that quote is so important to me. Another quote that's near and dear to my heart is, and you probably have heard this one quite a bit, the two most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day you find out why. We go through life and we try to figure out why. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And I am lucky enough to now know why I am here. I'm here to serve the community, serve the city, work with my council colleagues to try to resolve and figure out problems and come up with solutions, and just the opportunity of having an impact or being exposed to all the wonderful people here who are here today. So that's the reason why I figured out the why. I want to quote a little scripture from the Bible. From Corinthians. When I was a child, I used to speak like a child, think like a child, reason like a child. When I became a man, I did away with childish things. The reason why that passage from the Bible is so important to me is because when I thought like a child and I acted like a child, it was all about me. I was selfish. I didn't want to listen to other people. I didn't take in the information, input that other people were giving me. It was all about what I wanted, what I thought was best. Then I did away with childish things. And then I realized that I have to listen to everyone who has an opinion or a thought. I have to try to understand where they're coming from and why they feel that way. It is not just about how I feel or what I think. It's about what we all think and how we all feel and how we can all come together and come up with common solutions based on our life experience, our viewpoint, and our frame of mind and our input that we give to the community. Here's one that's pretty recent, but the first time I heard it, it was an aha moment. I am built from every mistake I ever made. And you would think, well, hey, would it be for every success that you've had, every accomplishment that you've had? And no, it's really, I'm built from every mistake that I've ever made, because that's what I've learned, is when I made mistakes. That's where I've grown, when I made mistakes. When I do something right or things go smoothly, I start to get a little cocky. I start to think, okay, I got all the answers, I know it all. And then I make that mistake, and it keeps you humble. It keeps you grounded. And it makes you aware that you don't have all the answers. because obviously if you did, you wouldn't make those mistakes. You don't have all the answers, and you need to listen to other people and understand when you make a mistake, how you can grow and build off of that to become a better person. Another quote that my colleagues hear me say all the time is from the great philosopher Mike Tyson: everybody has a plan until they get hit. They've heard that one quite a bit. And I love that because it really just summarizes life in our experience. We have all these plans, we want things to go a certain way, we have everything figured out, and then life happens. But when that happens, you have to adjust, you have to adapt. And one of the things I've discovered being on the city council is we get hit every day. And we have to adjust, we have to adapt, we have to be able to take the situation that we're in, even if it's not going according to our plan, and come up with a new plan because we have to be successful. The last quote that is really near and dear to my heart: people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. From Maya Angelou. That is my favorite quote, and that is how I live my life. When I work with you, when I visit you, when I come to meetings and interact with you, when I'm arguing with you or I'm disagreeing with you, in the back of my mind, how am I making that person feel? Do they feel respected? Do they feel like I'm listening to them? Do they feel like I care about their problems or their needs or their concerns? If they come at me with anger or hostility, I want them to feel like I gave them kindness and grace. If someone is upset, I want them to feel like I was the shoulder that they can cry on, or the person that they can come to as an ear to listen to their issues and problems. So that quote, in terms of how we make them feel, is really the basic, the foundation of my philosophy in terms of how I work with, deal with, and interact with people. So my goal tonight is to make you feel like you're having a good time. I want to make sure that the city of San Jose knows that if you're on the east side, that you feel like I care. If you're in the North San Jose, you feel like I hear you. And if you're in South San Jose, you know that you feel like I understand your needs. So my goal as vice mayor is to work with Sam throughout the city to make sure that his vision is implemented and that the whole city knows and feels that we are going in the right direction. So thank you very much.
The next young man I'm going to invite up, the reason why Chappie wanted him to come right after him is because this young man is prepping to be able to speak after anybody, whether it's the vice mayor or the mayor. And so I'd like to welcome up Mr. Jaden Morgan. Jaden is a junior, 11th grade at Bellarmine College Prep. He's skilled in public speaking, a strong leader in his community, and aspires to enter the field of corporate or constitutional law. He's active on his speech and debate team and is the president of the Green Scholars Chapter of the National Society of Black Engineers. Please give a round of applause for Jaden.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we are all gathered here in a spirit of celebration, and accordingly, we all share a sense of camaraderie or companionship, if you will. When I look out among the crowd, I see people from an assortment of different backgrounds. But what is important to note is that we are all right here, right now, laughing together, conversing, and celebrating. And it is truly a beautiful sight. When we work together, we achieve the impossible. When President Kennedy said that we would put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, many doubted him, but we did it. When Dr. King said that America would achieve civil equality, many opposed him, but we achieved it. When we work together, great things happen. But when we stay apart, we as a society become inert. Sadly, America is in a divided state today. Rigid partisanship exists in our centers of power, and people divide themselves across two different aisles. This division has existed for most of our national history, but in recent years, it has intensified. Just last month, our government suffered a 35-day shutdown in which 800,000 federal employees suffered. The Hill newspaper sums up the problem perfectly, saying that Americans are worried. They are increasingly bitter and too ready to lash out in anger, fear, and frustration. But what do we have to fear? We have the most powerful military in the world. We have the largest GDP. So this fear must stem from a personal level, and with time and reflection, it can be identified. Is it a fear of change, a fear of stagnation, or a combination of both? Whatever the culprit may be, we must realize that arguing will get us nowhere, and listening to respond instead of to understand will produce nothing. It may seem like we are in a downward spiral, but there's always hope. There are always people who are willing to put their differences aside and talk, and we are those very people. Because San Jose, California is one of the most diverse cities in America and one of the happiest. This city of over 1 million people from an array of different backgrounds has accomplished so much by working together and enjoying it while doing so. Imagine what a nation of 300 million people can do. This city is a shining beacon of hope for a divided America. And it is imperative that its light reaches every corner of power, from Sacramento to Washington, D.C., from every state capital to the Capitol, to every mayor's office, every governor's mansion, and to the White House. We have accomplished many things in a short amount of time. We've passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and put supercomputing technology in the palms of our hands in under 50 years. We will continue to innovate as a society, socially, technologically, politically, economically, you name it. And in doing so, we must never forget that two heads are better than one. Let's stop viewing the outside and take a look inside. Let's stop judging books by their covers and read the chapters instead. After all, the content of a book will always be more intriguing than its outward appearance. I would like to thank Vice Mayor Chappie Jones for inviting me up to speak tonight and for helping to lead change that our country needs. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, Jaden. And now I know you like speech and debate, and I'll tell you the next speaker is someone who I love to debate the most on the City Council, and that's our colleague, the most senior council member, Johnny Camus.
Thank you. I was hoping he was going to make a comment about my hair. And by the way, Chappie, I don't like the pecking order. I got to speak after all those brilliant speakers and your brilliant speech, so I don't know about this pecking order. But I got to tell you, I'm one of the most excited people in this room to have Chappie as the vice mayor. And it's not because he makes such a great representative in his own district, because he did such a great job, nobody ran against him on his re-election. I am not excited because he is a bridge builder, and ever since he served, he's actually acted as a bridge builder, bringing people together, trying to find common ground for everybody. But again, not why I'm excited about this young man being our vice mayor. And it's not because of his devastatingly good looks, right? It's because I look like this guy. You know, everybody mistakes me for him. In fact, somebody congratulated me on the way in for being the next vice mayor. I kid you not, somebody did congratulate me. But you know, ever since I learned that Chappie was in the race in the primary, I sat down with him and I got to know him as a person, and I said, this is a great human being. And one of the things that I want to be remembered by is the fact that I hope that people think that I'm a good human being. And this is why I decided to support this fantastic leader. I've gotten to know him over the years, and I'm confirmed in my judgment that this was the right man for the right job. It's been an honor serving with you, getting to know you. Our lunches, he's like a brother to me, and I want to thank you for everything you do for our city. Congratulations.
Thank you, Johnny. And your hair does look good. All right. And now, we have a tremendous performance up next from Acoma Arts. Acoma Arts uses drumming, dance, and song to help create a connection of world communities. They offer multiple programs that utilize drumming to help their community celebrate their differences and have performed on many city events. Let's go, Acoma Arts.
Carolyn Jones, if we may.
Good evening, everyone. This is where you get a chance to participate and sing with me, because I believe this is an opportunity for Mr. Chappie to do some great things. Knowing that there will be obstacles in his way, I suggest that you take this attitude. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Turn me around. Turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking. Keep on talking. Headed on freedom. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Ain't gonna do it now. Ain't gonna let nobody. Keep on talking. Heading on the freedom lane.
Give us some more love, Miss Carolyn Jones, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to do one more for you if we may. Always, in the ending, we like to pull the community together. And we want to celebrate only way we know how. That's by getting up. You're going to do the two-step, old folks. It's all right. I understand, I'm an old folk myself. But we must celebrate and dance. Okay, any victories, right? Anytime the community comes together, we want to ask this question. Ms. Jones. We want to ask $1 million question. Now that